You can bet in a heartbeat that I make quality videos.
A quick thank you to this video's Patreon sponsors, Cenimus Prime, Yatterglass, Nivlek, and Monkey Chunks. These are my top patrons who fill me with awe at their generosity. I'll thank my other patrons at the very end. Thank you very much. I hope you'll enjoy this quality video. Remember, if you're out at a store and someone says, "This is a robbery," you can say, "No, it's not," and then the robber will leave because they're a robber and this is no longer a robbery. This is obviously a joke, but a coworker of my father kinda did this, unintentionally, and it worked. You cannot just say this without dropping the whole story. Okay, so my dad's coworker is at the front, and this man comes up and hands him a document. The coworker took a look at the document, and while he couldn't read the things written by hand because he wasn't wearing his glasses, he did notice the logo of a different bank. So he's like, "Oh, sorry sir, you can't do that here. You have to go to the other bank for this." The man, visibly confused, leaves, but doesn't take the document with him. The coworker, now just as confused as the guy, actually takes out his glasses and reads the handwritten part. This is a robbery. Can you imagine trying to rob a goddamn bank and the teller just cheerfully tells you to go rob the competition instead? I worked as a bank teller for several years, and a few things you should know. Bank robberies happen far more frequently than you might think, and they come in waves. When a bank gets robbed, a notification with photo goes to all banks in the area to be on the lookout. And there are two kinds of robbery, the pass the note and the takeover, what you see in movies. So our branch had a big takeover robbery as well as a note one. We also had a teller that had transferred to our branch after having been through a robbery. She was sweet as apple pie, hair up to the ceiling, southern lady who had just been through multiple robberies. A guy comes in and hands her a folded note. Her immediate thought was, "This guy needs to learn you don't hand bank tellers notes. I am just not going to read that." So how the conversation goes: her, "How can I help you today?" Him, "I'm here to get money." Her, "Great!" Hands him a withdrawal slip. Him, "All the information is on the paper." Her, "To process the transaction, I need you to put it on my piece of paper." So he fills out a withdrawal slip. Meanwhile, another coworker is looking at her latest robbery notification email, thinking the guy at the window looks a lot like him, but the teller is calm and seems to be following standard transaction. Back at the window, the teller notices his name on the withdrawal slip doesn't match the name on the account, so she asks for his ID. He once again tells her all the relevant info is on the folded note, but also gives her his ID and says it is his dad's account. She tells him he will need a check from his dad to get cash. He grabs the note and leaves. 1 hour later, 2 new robbery notifications hit our emails, both branches within a mile. It is our guy. Teller goes over to the manager and sheepishly informs them he was here and the time. Security department is notified, as are local police and the FBI. The FBI comes over believing that these poor tellers had been robbed for the 3rd time in a month and take her statement. She is completely embarrassed, telling them how everything went down, and he kept signaling to the note and telling her to read it, but she was just done. To which this FBI agent of 40 years, who has been to the scene of many bank robberies, several at this branch in recent weeks, says, "Okay, let me see if I got this right. He came in, fully intending to rob you. He gave you the note, and you just refused to read it? So he left and went to the bank literally across the street, handed them the exact same note, and they just handed him $5 grand. Do I have that correct?" Her, "I am so embarrassed." FBI, "This is the best thing I have ever heard. He even handed you his ID. Holy." Her, "I feel so dumb." FBI, "Don't! This is the best thing I have ever heard. This is going to be in training courses." He sat there giddy for at least 5 more minutes. I have a similar story from my friend Fred, who is a great human, and I like him lots. He was working at a 7-Eleven that got robbed a lot, working nights, and he was bored and read through his entire contract and learned if you're shot at work, you get $200,000. Also, he hated his boss and the job. So when a guy came in to rob him at gunpoint, he got excited and was able to hatch the plan he had been pondering while dealing with a shitty, boring job. "Dude, shoot me in the leg. Right here. It'll go through and not hit anything vital, and I'll be able to quit this fucking job. I'll give you 50 fucking grand to shoot me in the leg. Then you can take everything in the register." This ended with him chasing the weeping attempted burglar out of his store, screaming, "Shoot me, you fucking coward! I want the money!" One of my uncles was a branch manager at a local bank when I was a kid. His branch had the dubious honor of being one of, if not the, most robbed bank in the area. There was a bullet hole in the wall behind his desk where he'd been shot at once. One day, this guy came in and announced he was there to rob the place. This man was smoking a cigar with one hand and had a gun in the other. My uncle pointed at the "no smoking" sign and told him in no uncertain terms, "Put that cigar out, or finish it outside first." This guy, bless his heart, went back outside to finish his cigar. My uncle locked the door behind him and waited for the cops to show up. This is what I like to call the Bugs Bunny de-escalation strategy. Thank you so much to Cinemas Prime, Yatterglass, Nivlek, and Monkey Chunks for sponsoring this video, as well as Homely Ghost, Michael Drizga, Ali W, Axion, Crimson Rose, Donka42, Darth Drannel, Hardscale, Ian Odell, Lawful Liam, Maurice Brown, Mystic Levi, Peplup Rocks, Prius Sweetheart, Saber 10, Sentinel D20, Spoon, Sword Raff, and all my other Patreon members for supporting what I do and helping me continue to make these quality videos possible. If you'd like to see or hear your name get credited here in the future, please consider joining my Patreon, where you can enjoy all kinds of other perks too. You can find me at www.patreon.com/Bettina Levy, or just click the link down in the video description. Don't forget to share and like and subscribe, and stay determined until next time.